you know, to a certain point, I kind of feel like a broken record. I keep going on about some of the great people we have here in the state of Iowa that is in the labor movement and has helped us. And the next person I'm about to introduce is no exception. She is one of the most energetic people I think I've ever met in my life. She's constantly moving. Sometimes it makes my head spin trying to keep up with her as fast as she goes. But she's always been there as coordinator for WIN, and now she's taking on raising the wage here in Lee County. I'd like to introduce to you now organizer for the Iowa Federation of Labor, Ms. Tracy Leone. Tracy.
Thanks for those kind remarks. I don't want to get too loud. I have a tendency to do that, and I don't want this to feedback. But as Mike said, my name is Tracy Leone, and I work with Charlie and the Iowa Federation of Labor. I'm an organizer, and I work along the East Coast, we like to say, which is the best coast in Iowa. Hardworking people, a lot of unions, a lot of people who care about working families. It is really just an honor and actually a joy to get to do the work I do. I'm constantly grateful every day that I think about it. So I am here to talk about the importance of raising wages. And it's especially important right here, right now, because this is a community that is losing, 200, right? Good paying jobs, living wage jobs with benefits, jobs that you can raise a family on, jobs that will afford a home, right? Jobs that let you live with dignity and then retire with dignity, right? These are our basic rights as human beings. This makes me angry. Does it make you angry? Yeah. Yeah, I mean it should, right? Because this plant has been here for 90-odd years, and through crisis, economic slumps, etc., it's managed to make its way through, largely due to the hard work of the people that have been there, right, over the years. The quality products and but we have to recognize also, because there was a commitment from the company to this community, a commitment that did not exist with Matrix Metal. It's this anonymous corporation with leaders that come and go, managers that come and go, who do have absolutely zero commitment to the people of Keokuk. This is obscene. This is not the America that I want to live in, and it's not the America that I don't think that we should live in. But it's not as if there are no jobs in Iowa, right? I just looked right now. The unemployment rate in Iowa, anybody know it? It's like 3.5%. That's lower than the Clinton years. During the great, prosperous Clinton years, unemployment was 4.2%. So people are working. There are jobs. The trouble is there are very few good jobs, right? Now that's not an accident, right? That's something that is deliberate. Jobs these days don't pay what they ought to. They don't pay what they used to. But we don't have to put up with that, right? We can fight back. No one in Keokuk, no one in America, in fact, can live on what we call the minimum wage, right? $7.25. I think that title is completely wrong. It should be called what it is. It's a poverty wage, right? Anybody disagree with that?
No, we agree.
This minimum poverty wage hasn't gone up since it was raised in 2009 to $7.25 at the federal level. They voted on that in 2007, so they haven't taken a vote since 2007 to raise the poverty wage. It's so low that workers on poverty wage have to get out food stamps. They have to go to our churches and to and soup kitchens when you have a poverty wage. In effect, people like you and me who pay our taxes and tithe and donate to community services are subsidizing the poverty wages of ginormous corporations like Walmart, or even large corporations like Casey's in Iowa. We're subsidizing their ability to pay these poverty wages. So I have a couple questions for you. Who here thinks that $7.25 is enough to live on? Anybody? Do you think that anybody working 40 hours a week should live in poverty?
No.
Well, I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. The good news is Governor Branstad does believe in raising wages. Read some quotes here. That's right. Back in 2012, Branstad approved bonuses totaling more than $128,000 for 3 of his state directors. He does believe in raising wages. He approved a $20,000 increase for Department of Revenue Director that raised her first-year salary to $175,000 a year. Also in 2012, he authorized a $16,000 recruitment bonus for one of his public safety commissioners, raising his salary to $145,000, and a $30,000 recruitment retention bonus for his chief of staff, bringing his total annual compensation to $185,000. Now earlier, somebody mentioned Debbie Durham, the Economic Development Director for the state of Iowa. Since 2011, Debbie Durham, the one that constantly talks about bringing good jobs to the state, right, has toured this area, right? She's the Economic Director. He's approved $120,000 in bonuses for Debbie Durham, the Director of the Iowa Economic Development Authority, bringing her total annual compensation to $185,000. So Keokuk lost its plants, and the Economic Director gets a bonus. Is that fair? No. Is it right? No, absolutely not. But, you know, the largesse doesn't end there. In 2015, Branstad asked for an additional $200,000 to raise the wages in his office. So his budget in the governor's office went from $2.2 to $2.4 million. So yes, Branstad does believe in raising wages. The trouble is, not for workers. He has done nothing to raise wages for workers. In fact, in 2013, he fought for a new union contract against AFSCME for the state workers, and for the first time in that union's history, he succeeded in getting a 2-year wage freeze. Branstad does support raising wages, but not for workers. Additionally, Branstad, along with the House Republicans, have killed every bill to raise the minimum wage. Jerry Kern signs on to these bills. He fights for these bills. And then the House Republicans that dominate, kill it. House Democrats pass it, House Republicans kill it. And Branstad sits back there and says, I love jobs. But we don't have to wait for Branstad to act. We don't. He's not the king of the universe. Right? Did God say Branstad gets his way?
No.
No. He's just a governor. He's your employee. He should be a temporary employee, but he keeps sticking around. We don't have to wait, though, for Branstad or for Congress to act, which hasn't acted since 2007 on this. We can act right here in Keokuk to raise wages. Last year, how many of you guys heard about how Johnson County, up by Iowa City, raised the minimum wage?
Yep.
They did. I mean, it was a long struggle, and they involved the community, they involved faith leaders, and everybody came together and said, you're right. We can't afford rent, right? Working people are getting shut out of opportunities that the previous generation had. Over the next 2 years, Johnson County's minimum wage is going to be raised to $10.10 an hour. I don't think that's quite enough, but it's a start. It shows we can actually make change, but we have to do it. Branstad's not going to do it. His Republican House is not going to do it. Even if we win this fall and we get a working family majority in the House and the Senate, and they pass the minimum wage, Branstad could veto it. Right? He's for raising wages, but not for workers. There also talks about doing this across Iowa. It's not just here. Lynn County, where Cedar Rapids is discussing it. Holt County, where Des Moines is located, also discussing it, right? This is not something that we're reinventing. People across the state, across America are actually saying, we're tired of it, we can act. We should act. Just across the river, Illinois has a higher minimum wage. We all like to kind of tease Missouri as being underdeveloped, but guess what? Their minimum wage is higher than Iowa. Dozens of states have grown tired of federal inaction and have raised their minimum wage. Several counties and cities are also tired of waiting, so they've raised their minimum wage. In fact, Iowa is actually one of only 18 states that have not seen an increase in the minimum wage since the federal wage was raised in 2007. I was a minority here. You know what other states haven't done that? Wisconsin. Yeah, we like to talk about how bad Wisconsin is. They haven't raised their minimum wage either. Mississippi, Indiana, Kentucky. You see a trend here? What do we know about these places? These are all places where jobs are escaping, right? Where wages are plummeting, where poverty is increasing. And that's who Iowa shares this distinct honor of not raising wages. But then if you look, even conservative legislatures in places like Arkansas and South Dakota and West Virginia, they've all raised their minimum wage. So if those conservative places can do it, there's no reason why Iowa can't.
That's right.
That's right.
I hope you guys will join with this coalition that we're starting to form here. It's called Lee County Raise the Wage, right? Raise Wage Lee County. I've got some pledge cards. I'll pass them around. If you're interested in getting involved, go ahead and sign up. And we meet also on Tuesday here at 6 o'clock. And we've been meeting the fourth Tuesday of the month, but for sure, definitely this next Tuesday on the 22nd at 6 p.m. here at the Labor Temple to reach out to, again, the faith community, social service agencies, our friends, our neighbors, to basically say, how can we do this? Other people have done it. You've proven from all the hard work at Steel Castings over decades that you're a hardworking, can-do community. So this can be done. You just have to decide and make it so. So I want to end by saying I learned a really great quote, and sometimes the work we do can get us down because there's a lot of money and there's a lot of power against us. But it's a great little quote, and I just want to say, don't agonize, organize. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy.